What if the person you think you are isn't actually you? What if it's just the version people expected you to become? I didn't realize this for years. People decide who you are early in your life, whether that's lazy, quiet, not smart, not enough, or not serious, and nobody tells you how dangerous that is. Because after a while, you stop questioning that narrative. You just start living inside that version. You make choices that feel safe. You avoid things without even knowing why you avoid them. And slowly, you become exactly what people said you were. I used to be the guy who was failing everything. I was written off. And nobody expected much of me. Honestly, neither did I. Then one day I realized something that messed with my head a little bit. I wasn't failing because I couldn't do better. I was living the version of me that everyone had already decided existed. 3 months before my final exams, I was failing every subject. 3 months later, I had the highest grades in the year. I just stopped living inside someone else's story. So, what if you're not actually living your own life? What if you're living the version somebody else wrote for you? You don't even realize that. People label you early lazy, not capable, not serious, and you think it's just words. But eventually, you start building your whole life around those words, and you might not even know it. You choose less, you expect less from yourself, and it feels normal to you. That feels like you because you've lived there for so long. The scariest part is there's no way to know it. There's no moment you notice that it's happening. You just wake up one day realizing that you became a person you never actually wanted to be or that you never actually chose to be. And that's when things start changing. And the weird thing is, once you step outside of that version and that narrative, people act surprised, like you changed overnight. But you didn't. You just stopped pretending to be who they thought you were. I think most people aren't stuck because they're not capable or they're not smart, they're not intelligent. I think they're stuck because they're living inside a story they didn't write. So ask yourself, and honestly, who wrote the version of you that you're living right now? This book, who wrote it? Who's the author? Was it you or was it somebody else? Okay, that's all I've got for now. Let's go train. Cool. It's arms and shoulders today. So, just gonna try and hit a solid arm session. Something I realized is that arms and shoulders, all the muscles there, they recover pretty quickly. So I can train them pretty often. So last time I trained, well, 2 days ago I trained chest and biceps. I feel fine to train biceps again. The day before that I trained back and triceps. I'm gonna hit the triceps again. So I'm actually training arms quite a bit more, sometimes 3 sessions weekly. Um, yeah, side delts too. They, I'm convinced they recover in like a day. No, I feel like even you could train them 2 days in a row. You call me out on my bullshit if I'm wrong, but it's what I feel. So I'm just focusing right now on just real good form, and especially having the camera here. Camera shows everything. So yeah, it's kind of keeping me in check. So this is a warm up set right now. Up the weight a little after. Just really going slow on that eccentric. Okay, I don't push it anymore for that warm up set. Thing is, as well, I'm sort of getting more used to filming. When I came in, it was kind of awkward at first. When I came in, but when I started recording, it was kind of awkward. People walking past and stuff. But as you start to do it more, you realize that nobody really cares. And I'm just trying to document everything right now instead of trying to get perfect clips and over editing and keeping it pretty simple. So yeah, it feels quite natural at the moment. And again, I feel like it's helping me. It's keeping me in check because I don't want to show you guys some bullshit. So, you know, but I am feeling like getting a mighty pump today. Oh yeah. It's the philosophy of my training philosophy is sort of updated to how fewer reps can I do and still get the same stimulus with control. Like I'm not going to just do 2 reps to failure. There's no control really in there. But how few reps can I do with perfect control and still get the stimulus? I don't know how much that was, maybe 6, I didn't really count. Yeah, I feel like that's really what's working for me right now. And that's really what's putting the size on. Yeah, arms are a funny one. Everybody talks about how they want big arms, but you look at it and it's kind of the muscle groups that nobody really trains properly. Or today's not a long session, it's just arm day. Why are we doing that, right? People rush arms. You always see it. Like, people do 3 hour on chest day and just train biceps, just throwing weight around. But in a way, filming the sessions has taught me a lot about how I train. Even the little things that I would usually miss usually go away, and I wouldn't think about them twice. The tempo, the range of motion, how long I rest, those kind of things. It's really teaching me to train properly, and I think this is going to be good. See something I do towards the end of this. Oh, that's why you shouldn't suicide grip anything. See something I do right now. Oh. Oh.